In the playbook tonight, the people who want to legalize marijuana just got an endorsement that's sure to spark controversy. I'm not sure if he was high when he said it, but Pat Robertson, the crazy right-wing televangelist, just came out in favor of legalizing marijuana. That's right, the Christian conservative preacher who once said that Hurricane Katrina was God's way of punishing America for abortion wants to legalize pot.
I'm not exactly for the use of drugs, don't get me wrong, but I just believe that criminalizing marijuana, criminalizing the possession of a few ounces of pot and that kind of thing, I mean, it's costing us a fortune, and it's ruining young people.
Legalize it? Amen, Brother Pat. I say welcome aboard. In order to get legalization through, you need both sides to join the fight. So this is a great development, in my opinion. And as a result of this story, hell has just frozen over, because I just agreed with Pat Robertson. Just to remain consistent, though, Robertson blamed the freezing on the gays. For more on this, let's turn to Jane Hamsher, founder of the progressive website firedoglake.com. Jane launched a campaign to support marijuana legalization and influence ballot measures like California's Prop 19. Jane, Pat Robertson's spokesperson came out and said this is not a call for decriminalizing marijuana. Are we supposed to believe him or our lying eyes? It sounded that way, didn't it?
Yeah, it kind of did. What can I say? I think that there was a lot of desire on the right to have some moral leadership on the issue, because the Republicans need an issue that appeals to young people, and the sort of libertarian streak that says, let me do what I want with my own body is something that is appealing to young men of both political persuasions. However, they were trapped by their own decades worth of cultural conservatism, the culture wars. So they needed somebody with his sort of moral authority to come out and say, look, 10 years. You shouldn't get 10 years for smoking a fatty, right? And so I think that this is something that they really want on the right, and but it's going to take a long time for them to turn the ship around. So do you think this is planned, or is he going off the reservation there? I mean, when we did this story, some people said he had kind of glassy eyes. Is this just Pat Robertson being crazy, or is this part of a right-wing strategy or an evangelical strategy? Well, just in passing, I would note that if Jonathan Alter thinks that Gene Sperling is not a Wall Street guy, that he has a passing familiarity with the 420 Club, too. But be that as it may, I think that Pat Robertson is actually speaking what a lot of people on the right are thinking behind closed doors, but they're afraid of their own base. They don't know what to do. They're afraid that all the people that they've been launching with pitchforks and torches in the culture wars for all these years are going to turn on them. And they're probably right. So Pat Robertson, whether planned or not planned, is sort of a safe first voice. But a lot of the people in the Republican Party would very much like to get behind this. We've heard, they're just afraid to admit it in public. So he's kind of giving them a little bit of license to do that intentionally or unintentionally. Well, Jane, is it realistic that we would ever get Republican elected officials, senators, congressmen to decriminalize marijuana? Is that realistic? Oh, sure. If the Democrats decide they want to criminalize it, it'll be the Republicans' next issue. Isn't that how it works? Well, I suppose that's how it works. But so we got to get the Democrats to accidentally propose criminalizing it, I suppose. Eric Holder's been doing his part. He's been saying that they would have tried to challenge Prop 19 if it had passed, and it was going to cause people who were stoned to be driving. I don't know, all kinds of ridiculousness. And I think that's one of the reasons that it opened things up on the right, was because the Obama administration was sort of aggressively against it. All right, let's see where it takes us. I mean, it seems impossible in Washington these days, but maybe state by state we can do it. So, Jane, thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. My pleasure. All right.